We are about to pick up Secretary of State Adrian Fontes. He's done amazing work, and I'm really excited to get a chance to talk to him, especially this year as an election year. It's a really fun time to be a Secretary of State.
So hey, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you doing?
Loving life. I
so
get to be driven around by nobody.
But this is not your first time.
It is not my first time. This is my 40th ride.
What?
400 minutes.
I love it. Isn't
Right?
it extraordinary how quickly we adapted?
Honestly, I don't think it's that extraordinary.
Okay.
I think we have come to understand GPS driving ourselves around.
Okay.
We've come to understand automation doing a whole bunch of other stuff for us. All you got to do is smash those two concepts or several other concepts together into this thing. And there are still plenty of people that don't trust these things, which is, it is what it is.
Can you talk a little bit about what your role is? Like, what is a secretary?
Well, right now I'm the passenger getting interviewed. No, I'm just kidding. My role is I'm the Secretary of State. So in Arizona, I am not just the Secretary of State, but also the Lieutenant Governor.
Oh,
so
okay.
One of my duties is to act as governor in the absence of the governor. I'm also the chief election officer. As to the election stuff, we stand away from the main election activity, just making sure all 15 counties have the support they need.
I came here after being in Texas for 30 years, and so I went through the whole process of registering to vote. I got a text message that my ballot's going to be mailed tomorrow.
Yeah,
This
you're welcome.
concept. Yeah, well, so I want you to tell me about it because I think it's such an amazing, that is a digital experience. It's coming to me on my phone. So how did that come to be?
Well, so when I became Maricopa County Recorder, I took office on January 1st, 2017. I went to other jurisdictions. I traveled a little bit to see what other places were doing to kind of get ideas. We do a little R&D, rob and duplicate, because there's no original ideas out there. In Denver, Colorado, they had this program where they would text their voters, and it has been one of the most successful programs in helping people literally track their ballot through the entire system, and it builds a lot of trust and confidence, and that's the kind of transparency that I really love. And then I am in charge of the state library and the archives.
There've got to be some really amazing applications of AI in something that state archives and libraries could be doing.
Well, look, artificial intelligence and generative AI are like the best of both worlds, right? They're they're replete and rife with opportunity. Where the imagination can take us, it will amplify and move us forward. But it's also got to be treated carefully. The information superhighway just got blown open, and it's like a transporter now. It can get those messages out so fast and so broad. So not just in the archive spaces and in the libraries, but in our business services, we're exploring some options to try to figure out ways to use AI in certain spaces to really make ourselves much more efficient, to be able to get a lot more work done a lot more quickly that will kind of help advance the agenda, because we want to move at the speed of business and not at the speed of what kind of government traditionally moves at, which is advantageous for the economy overall. If you stop and think for a minute, let's just take your smartphone, for example. You tap, you swipe, you talk. It's not that hard. But the years of engineering and physics and the chemistry on the different stuff on the inside, the components, the design work, and the programming, the satellites, the GPS, all of that stuff that makes this easy to use tool.
The semiconductor.
Go together, all of that stuff. Yeah, the semiconductor, all that stuff, so that you can have an easy experience. For elections, it's kind of similar. There's an enormous amount of work that goes on in the background, and it goes on year in and year out, not just a few months before the election, but years before the election. In big jurisdictions, for example, like Maricopa County, they're paying attention almost 2 years out to the paper supply, because the paper is specialized.
Sure.
They got to make sure they've got everything they need. We're talking about huge volumes for our envelopes, the return and the regular envelopes, right? For all of these things. One of the things we did was we employed our GIS folks, get this, to find the most fuel efficient, depending on the time of day and traffic, routes for our trucks to deliver equipment to the different polling places so that we could do it in a timely way and save money on gas. So we were using technology in logistics that have seemingly nothing to do with elections, but that's how we put on elections.
I would have never guessed that we would seriously be considering Pluto as an emblem of the state.
The state planet. You know, the state of Arizona has really been on the front end of a lot of astronomy stuff. The Mars landing stuff happened here at ASU, a lot of the engineering and stuff behind it, and it was here in Arizona, so yippee-ki-yay.
Well, Adrian, this has been an extraordinary trip. I really enjoyed this time with you.
Well, I love riding around in these things because you can have conversations like this and not worry too much.
That's true. You don't get distracted at all. You've got somebody else to do the driving.
Yeah, definitely. Well, actually, there isn't anybody doing the driving. Well, this was fun.
It was so much fun.
Awesome. Thank you.